I wanted to make a little demonstration here of a corollary of roping. People know what roping is more or less. Consider these two columns here. Let's make them red. Whoops, let's not make them red then. Okay. Trivially, they can contain one common digit, or they can contain two common digits, or they can contain three common digits, or they can contain zero common digits. If they contain 3 or 0, then you have a phenomenon called roping. Let me explain what I mean. If these two have the same digits in them, then this is also that same set of digits. Now, these 3 digits can only go here and here, and these 3 digits can only go here and here, right? The same sort of thing would happen if these two have no digits in common, right? Just the other way around. So if let's take other colors here. If these have no digits in common, then these blue ones must be here, and these green ones, these purple ones must be here. These are the green ones now, and so on. Okay. There's let's take all those out. Okay. But there are other situations as well that are worth noting, and that is if this set of digits, suppose it's these three colors. If they have two colors if they have two colors in common, then those two colors are going to come down here as well. And if they only have one color in common, then that common color is going to show up down here somewhere with an additional set of new colors, right? So you could say that if these and these have only one color in common, then the non-common colors are not going to show up down here either. Those non-common colors are going to be down in this space. Okay. And then similarly, if these have two, we already covered the fact that if these have two colors in common, then those two colors will be down here as well. And whatever this third color is, it's not going to appear in these things by force. This is going to be in here somewhere and in here somewhere. Okay. So let's have a look at an example, or the puzzle that I'm thinking of to look at. This is my Sotto Voce Killer, which I just posted recently. I'm going to put in a few pencil marks, right? There's definitely an 8 and 9 in here. This is 5 or 6, and this is 8 and 9. Okay. Now notice that these two 9 cages, they can't have 0 digits in common, right? You don't have 6 different digits adding up to 18. They can either have all 3 digits in common, or they can have exactly 1 in common. Obviously, if they have exactly 2 in common, then they have all 3 in common because they'd both be adding up to 9. Now, because of the digits in here, we know that this digit can't show up in the 9 cages because 8 and 9 are both too big. So we do know that these two have only one digit in common and not three. Now that common digit, between these two, that common digit is a 1, 2, or 3. It can't be 4 because 4 always goes with 2 and 3. So they would end up having all the same digits. It can't be 5, it can't be 6. Now that digit, let's say it's green and we don't know where it is. That digit is definitely exactly here, right? And that's a 1, 2, or 3. Now, a slightly subtle result here is that if that is a 1, then one of these is 126 and the other one is 135, right? And we don't know which, but one of them contains a 6, one of them contains a 5. Now, both 5 and 6 would be eliminated from this cell, right? Because if there's a 5 here, we know there's no 5 here. If there's a 6 here, we know there's no 6 here. That 6 would put a 6 here, eliminating 6. But we also know that there's a 5 here or a 5 here, right? And if there's a 5 here, it can't be here, so it would be here. If there's a 5 here, it can't be here, so it would be here. So, and that would eliminate 5 from here. So therefore this digit cannot be a 1, because 1 is going with 6 in one of these and 5 in the other, and we know that that 1 can't go with 5 or 6 in this column, in this third of a column. Okay, and now the way that and that'll resolves here in the middle is to consider, let's make this blue, let's make this purple. We know that purple and blue are both in here, and so there's a 5 or 6 and there's an 8 or 9. There can't be a 1, 2, 3, or 4 because we know that 1, 2, 3, and 4, no matter what happens, are going to be in these areas. Okay. It can't have an 8 and a 9. It can't have a 5 and a 6. Can't have both, rather, right? Because we know that whatever's not in here is going to be in one of these two 9 cages. So it can only have one of 5 and 6, can only have one of 8 and 9. It can't have 1, 2, 3, or 4 in it, so this actually has to have a 7. This has to have a 7 in it. All right, now let's take a look again at 8 and 9. This 8 and 9 can't be in the 9 cage, so it's going to be down here somewhere. Okay, so those are down there. And then purple is down here as well. So let's take the white out and put a purple in here. Okay, so this, with the 11 cage, this is 5, 6, 8, or 9. This is 5 or 6, and then 2 or 3. Now, there are some subtleties here having to do with an additional rule. This no 2 orthogonal digits can differ by 5. That means that this isn't an 8-3 pair. Okay, so let's have a look here. This, yeah. I have to do a little bit of solving relating to this extra rule. Look at this 11 cage. It can't be 5 and 6, otherwise this would have no value. It could be 4 and 7. It can't be 3 and 8 because they're 5 apart. And it can't be 2 and 9 because then this would be 3 and 8, and those are 5 apart. So this must be a 4-7 pair. The 7 takes 7 out of here. So this is 4, This is 7. Now, because this green cell is coming up in here or in here, we know that one of these 9 cages is a 2, 3, 4. Yeah? And the other one is either 1, 2, 6 or 1, 3, 5. And now 2, 3, 4 is eliminated from here. So this is 2, 3, 4. That eliminates a 2 from here and a 9 from here. 2, 3, 4, 7, 5, 6. We know that red and blue are down here. This is now not red or blue. This is not purple. So this is now an 8, 9 pair. This is 1. And we can continue solving. Neither of these can be a 9 because they're next to 4. So this is 9. This is 8. This is a 2, 8 pair. And there's no 8 here. 7, 5, 6, 9. There's a 1 over here. And the 1 is going to go with whatever digit is not 5 or 6. The other digit from 5 or 6. But 1 and 6 can't be together. So this is 1 and 5. This is 6, 7, 9, 2, 4, 8, 1, 3, 5. And the common digit is 3. This makes this 6, this 5, this 6. This is 8. Now this is 2 and this is 8. And the rest of the puzzle doesn't really have anything to do with roping. So that's it. That's what I wanted to demonstrate. How roping plays a role in this puzzle. Notice that these have, if these two have 1 in common, which is this green one, then these will have 2 in common, and those show up in here. Yeah, and that kind of dynamic is really useful. This and this have 2 in common. This and this have 1 in common. This and this have 2 in common. This and this have 1 in common. Okay, thanks for listening.